Okay, great. So let's get started.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with your name. What is your name?
My name is Omega Edwards.
Okay. And what does it mean?
It means the end.
The end.
Yes.
What is this? What does it mean to you? Like,
The end.
What do you think?
Well, someone once said to me that it's representative of finishing the work that God has started in the world.
Beautiful.
So I would definitely love to see that be manifested in my
Awesome.
life.
We're all anticipating that. So tell me, Omega, what is your story from birth? What word would you put to your process so far in you saying yes to like the call of God?
It's definitely been a journey where I had to be patient. So coming from a very musically inclined family, music came very easily to me. But when it comes to ministry, it's a completely different situation. I've always been ministering and growing up singing in church. But when God called me to my individual personal assignments for His kingdom is when things began to change, and I had to learn to trust Him on a deeper level for myself. And I couldn't rely on the faith of other people anymore. I couldn't tag on to other people's faith. I had to experience it for myself, especially when I left for school, because I went away for school at Queen's University. And it was in that moment where I had to find God for myself. And I had to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. And so it's been a long journey. I've had to overcome a lot of obstacles in relationships and with ministry, and the strength to keep going while having so many other things going on around me. But God has always been faithful, forgiving, and patient.
Amen.
He's been so patient with me, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Great, great. So along that journey, you said you really learned to trust in God.
Yeah.
He taught you how to trust Him. Okay. So where does this love for music come from? If you could just tell us, where does this passion for the music you create, where does it come from?
I've been born into a musical family, so music was always surrounding me. My mother sings, and she actually had a little singing group with her and her sister, so they would travel and sing. My grandparents can sing. My dad is a musician, so I was living in a musical family my entire life, so it just came naturally to me.
So at what age do you realize that you were musically inclined? At what age, the earliest point you could remember?
I would say junior kindergarten. And it was a funny story, well, a cute story actually. They were having a concert for the school, and they asked me if I wanted to sing a song. And I said, yeah, sure. I've never sung in front of an audience before, but I'll do it. So they taught me the song, I learned the song, and when I finished singing the song, I got a standing ovation. And from that moment, I'm like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I actually loved the song so much because of the association with that standing ovation, that whenever I went to church and I had the chance to sing, I would sing that song. So it was that moment that I realized I wanted to do music for forever. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So most artists, they have a theme for the songs they produce. What would you say is your inspiration behind the songs you produce?
My situation, the events in life that I go through inspire what I write. But the style of music that I write definitely comes from my personality. I have a lot of different hats that I wear, but one of my most favorite hats is the chill side of me, so the relaxed kind of side. And even when you look in the book of Psalms, you see songs that David would write about how he's feeling, whether it's happy or sad. But I like to gear into the calmer themes, not necessarily the hype that a lot of gospel music has, a lot of up and elaborate kind of music. I'm more of a somber, with my guitar kind of writer. So that's the type of vein that I like to focus on.
So when you say you draw from like your lived experiences, the inspiration, so it comes from a deeper place.
Yes, a very deep place.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Can you describe the songwriting process? What do you go through? You know, sometimes like a writer will have writer's block. They have to do certain things to really get into that zone. What are some of the things that happen internally before the pen actually hit the paper?
The best songs come after an encounter with God. So what usually happens is I'll be in whether it's in a corner, whether it's pacing around my room, and I'll just be in worship or in prayer and having a conversation with God, and something will happen, and all of a sudden I'll say like a sentence, and instantly it'll, like a light bulb will go off, and I'll be like, that's a song. And I'll stop what I'm doing and I will write out. The melody will come, and then the words, it flows. And it usually, the best songs come right after I've had a personal encounter with God.
That's beautiful. So we get to share in that godly encounter.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. What are your hopes for these songs and the other songs you've created so far? What would you like to see? How far you want these to go? Like, what kind of impact you want it to have to other folks?
I want my music to help someone understand that they're not alone in what they're feeling. A lot of the time, I can say for myself, I felt like I was the only person feeling a particular thing or experiencing a particular event, and I wasn't sure if this happened to other people. And so in my music, I definitely want to communicate a feeling that can resonate with others, so that they know, oh, she actually vocalized what I was feeling on the inside, and not just to be able to identify with that, but then to be blessed by it, going a step further, so that they know that, yes, this feeling is real, but also so is God, you know, and He's with me regardless of what current may come my way, whatever wind or storm may come my way.
Beautiful. So beyond the melody, beyond the voices, you don't want people to miss the message, right?
Right.
Awesome. Powerful. So for young folks that may have this desire, this passion, this purpose on their life, this call on their life, what advice would you give a young person that's going through that phase in their life where they're trying to discover their purpose in music?
Hone into what God has given you. There's a reason why you are the way that you are. There's a reason why you have the personality that you have and the style that you gravitate to. And pay attention to that. Pay attention to the things and the themes and the styles that you gravitate to, and hone into that, because God will use whatever He can to bring Himself the glory. And even with me, like, I have a very interesting style of music that I like to do, and I like to try different things. Some people would say that it's an eclectic kind of style, and I'm honing into that, like I'm settling myself in that and embracing that. So the songs that you may hear today may not be the same styles of songs that you may hear in 5 years or even in a few months, right? But that's okay. As long as you embrace what God has given you to the full capacity, then run with it. And don't listen to the doubting voices, because there is, even the other day I was writing in my journal, pick one voice and run with it. And that voice should be God. It needs to be God, because His light, his word is a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. So when we are focused on His word, and when we're listening intently only to His word, then it will guide us where we need to go.
Awesome. I love what you said when you said that own into who you are, because we find in this generation people are really vacillating towards different identity and being fluid in who they are. How would you encourage someone in light of social media and influences to just remain true to yourself?
Yeah. Sometimes you have to turn off social media and take a break and just sit with yourself and be comfortable, especially in the silence, because it's in the silence sometimes that you hear God the most clearly, right? So turning off social media and taking some time to remember who you are and whose you are.
So stepping away from all the distractions. Just be alone with God.
Right.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Okay, to your current single, I notice the title is God. Can you explain why you chose the title?
That title?
God. because it's kind of a, it seems so simple, but it's kind of mystifying.
Right.
So why did you choose God?
I picked it because it was the best name, word, title that could encompass everything that the song talks about. So it says, we serve a great, big, powerful, mighty, strong tower, everlasting Father, the only true and living. And then the verses talk about how powerful he is, what he's capable of doing. How do you bring that to one focused thing? Just God. Like, I'm singing about God and everything that comes with him and everything that follows him. That's, yeah.
So after you survey the entirety of the English language, the only word you could come back with is
God.
God.
Yeah.
That's powerful. I like it. I like it. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Right. Is there any parting word you'd like to say before we close out this interview?
I would like to say thank you to everyone that has supported me this far. I would not have been here without you. And I pray that you will continue to be blessed by what God has given me, and that you will continue to share not necessarily my music, but God's message with the world.